start?
Are we
So we can talk about that. Tell me when you want me to talk and tell me when you want me to shut up.
Yeah, go for it.
My name is Ashley, and I'm actually a bass player playing drums in a group called Daggerz with my buddy Bro.
Daggerz with a Z.
Daggerz with a Z. Because we're clever like that.
because when those Daggerz regular, everyone thought it was like a metal thrash band or something. So if you do that, then you realize that you kind of have some jokes. You know, we got jokes. And I play guitar in Daggerz. Nice thing for that. And otherwise, I paint. I own a shop called Gift Horse. It's a clothing shop. I'm a dad, husband, and I like to do a lot of things here in Gainesville. A lot of different cultural things. What most people think of is like your Sid Vicious Sex Pistol guy with like crazy hair, leather jacket, safety pins all over the place, tight leg jeans, you know. And that is like the original like 70s, early 80s punk, you know, expression or whatever. So I think a lot of people think of that.
I can tell you what punk rock isn't.
That actually helps some.
No effects. In my mind, no effects. Green Day is not punk rock. That's not what we're trying to do. Like when we say punk rock, we want to play at the club like a couple blocks down that like feeds you a beer.
Yeah.
But not because we're trying to get drunk. It's just like what I mean. We're not looking to be rich and famous.
Yeah.
We just want to play music in town. Like I think that's punk.
Original punk is very political. You know, the reason why it sprung up. But our stuff isn't political at all. It's much more, if it has some sort of slant on that, it's more of my personal reaction to it, lyrically, you know. Musically, I think we strive to have a certain, we call it we'll say like a punk engine to it, where stab chorus to say. But we always want to be creative, you know. There's always this balance of not wanting to just do the same thing over, or just do it because that's what you're supposed to do, because it's punk, you know, like. This is where you have a breakdown. This is where you do the verse again. This is where you whatever, you know, fill in the blank.
So what is your purpose in being punk?
I don't think it's a purpose so much to say being punk, because it's not like it's not a goal. It's just I like how one of the guys, Chris Woolard from Gainesville from Hot Water Music. For this interview, he was saying like you know, I don't like. He's like, punk music didn't give me any answers that I was looking for. He's like, but something about the lifestyle, that kind of led me in the right direction. And what I think he meant is that the lifestyle being much more, you're not just trying to copy what someone else did, you're trying to do your own way. You know, you're trying to, regardless of the consequences, regardless if it's popular or not. frustrated, you might guys do this a lot. They hit stuff, you know, and or your body language even kind of shrinks up some. And I feel like it looks like that very much so. Where if it's tight, if the motion is like that, certain tense and kind of quiet, a lot of notes will even be up here and kind of closed in. So it's like a physical thing. I didn't realize until we're actually talking about it. Other times it could be that I wanted, in my head I'm thinking I want it to sound like this, just a pop. And so I did that, and I just, whatever I had my finger on, I just like mashed on this whatever. It wasn't even a chord, and I liked how it sounded. It was just this chunky dissonance that was not even on the actual. It was on the fretboard, like the little divisions, you know, it was on that. So it was like a weird. It wasn't really a chord, and it wasn't even specifically a note because my finger would slide between the two notes, you know, the half notes. But I liked how it sounded because I felt like it gave it this really brash sound that I was kind of wanting to communicate, you know? You know, I feel like punk is most defined by like the drums, like the feel behind that, and the vocals have a certain aggression. That doesn't mean it's angry, you know, a certain intensity to the But the reason we started doing it was just because there was this drive to want to do, like, to get that out. I don't know, it's like, so...
To get what out?
Like, I don't know, it's like this. It's like this thing, like, to get it out. And then, it's really, I don't know, it's just like this thing. Like,
emotions
of
life?
It's not even like, because I write, just, I guess you call it poetry, stuff like that. And then I have other creative ventures like painting, the shop. I mess with clothes, you know. And I was talking to my wife today. I was like, look, I need to do this. This has to get out. And I don't care what it sounds like. I don't care. I'm not trying to be popular with it and our band be, you know, whatever, recognized. I mean, that's great because you can keep doing it more. But I need to get this out. And Ashley's kind of the same way. He just keeps doing it. He you know, oscillates from different music projects so you can keep that going. You don't have to do it a certain way for it to be genuine. You know, you don't have to, like, that's more important to be genuine about it versus being proper, being the expected routes and stuff. And it's not like, those things have a place, especially like learning, but I think at some point you gotta like find your voice. You have to find what do you bring to the table that's different, you know. And like any creative form, they'll tell you that. Like people, like what makes you stand, what makes you weird, what makes you stand out more is what people actually are interested in. You know, if you're a writer or if you're an artist, you know, it's not because you can paint just a perfect replica of whatever, a Mona Lisa or whatever you would have it. You know, like it's what your unique perspective. I wouldn't feel a certain amount of like reaction of like, whoa, that was real, that was really emotionally honest, you know. And hopefully they would feel that and take that away, even if they don't understand the lyrics, which we post the lyrics to our songs, so that I think that's always helpful. But I would just rather take away from the experience that it was very authentic and very passionate, and hopefully that desire to want to be, to do that in their own, like to be more real in their life, to be more, you know, just a little more sincere. Yeah.
Tequila Porter. Let's do that. Tequila Porter.